Okay, boys and girls, welcome to another video on our maths topics. Today we'll be covering the topic of probability, which is probably new to most of you because it doesn't really get covered in school. So let's jump straight into it. There's the whiteboard. Okay, the first thing we want to do is what does probability mean? So let's define it. So probability means how likely something will happen. So if you're taking notes, please write this down in your notebook. How likely something to happen, and you can measure probability either as a fraction or as a decimal or as a percentage. So how likely something's going to be happening either as a fraction, decimal, or percentage. The thing you have to know is that if it's zero, a probability of something is zero means it's impossible for it to happen. And a probability of 1, it means it's definite. So probability is measured between 1 and 0 and 1. Definite, certain, I'll put certain. Certain is certain to happen. So the highest it can be is 1, and the lowest it can be is 0. So we've got here 0 means impossible, and 1 is certain to happen. And between 0 and 1, we have half or 0.5. And that means it's evens. It's 50-50. It either happen or don't. 50-50. In between half and 0, we have quarter or 0.25. And if something's got a probability of a quarter, it means it's unlikely to happen. And if something's got in between half and 1, it means it's likely to happen. So just to recap, 0 is the minimum it can be of a probability, and 1 is the maximum. If it's 1, it's definitely going to happen, certain. If it's 0, it's impossible for it to happen. In between 0 and 1 is half, or 0.5. It means it's evens, 50-50 chance of it happening. So an example of 50-50 chance is tossing a coin. It could either be head or tails. It's 50-50 when you toss a coin. And if it's unlikely, it's we say it's quarter, and if it's likely, it's 3/4. Okay, so that's so it could be like tomorrow. It could be a rainy day. You think you know because the cloud is quite cloudy. It's dark. It's black. So you probably might give it a likely. But in the summer, for it to be snowing, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it's unlikely. Because you never know things like that. Okay, right. So, like we said before, probability is expressed as a fraction. So to work out the probability of something, all you've got to do is work out a fraction of it. So let's go give an example. So in this here, imagine you've got a bag full of black and white balls, and you close your eyes and you want to pick out a black ball. So to measure the probability of landing a black ball, picking out a black ball from that bag with your eyes closed, all you've got to do is work out the fraction. Work out the fraction. So how many total are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 balls in total. So the bottom number is going to be 8. And how many black balls are there? 5. So the probability of it being black is 5 out of 8. Probability, because there's 3 white balls, probably looking at a white ball is 3 out of a total 8. So 3 out of 8 there. And because there's no red ball, the probability of picking out a red ball is 0. You can say 0 out of 8, but really 0 out of 8 is 0. So it means that is impossible. There's no way, no matter how many times you pick out the ball and put it back in, you'll be 0 of picking out a red ball. Okay, so all we've got to do is to work out a fraction of something. So let's give an example of the dice. The dice has how many sides? 6 sides. Okay, 6 sides. So 6 possibilities. So whenever you roll a dice, you got an option of six numbers. So the bottom number will always be 6. So if you want to roll a 2, the probability of landing a 2, well, there's only one 2, so it'd be 1 out of 6. So probability of landing 2 is 1 out of 6. Probability of landing greater than 4. Well, how many numbers are greater than 4? Got these two. Probability of greater than 4. As the numbers greater than this should be wrong. This is 2 out of 6. It's not 1 out of 6. Greater than 4 is 2 out of 6. So B. 2 out of 6 simplifies to 1 out of 3. And the probability of landing greater than less than 8, well, any number, all those numbers are less than 8, so it would be definite 1. The probability of landing less than 8 is 1. Absolutely guaranteed. If you roll, whatever number you roll, it will be less than 8. Probability of getting greater than 7, well, there's no numbers greater than 7, so the probability of getting greater than 7 is going to be 0. So if we write that here, probability of 7 is 0. Impossible. No matter how many times you roll it, it'll be 0. Okay, so probability is very simple. All you got to do is work out the fraction of it. Or sometimes you might be asked to work out the percentage or decimal. If you're asked to work out the decimal, remember, or percentage, remember the maximum it can be is 1 for decimal, and 0 is the minimum. And if it's a percentage, then you just, if you know your percentage skills, 1 is really 100%, and 0 is 0%, and you get in between 50. Remember, percentage means out of 100, so 100 out of 100, okay, which is really 1. Okay. That concludes our topic on probability, and we'll see you in the next video.